tool, one of many that I found, and because I found so much really amazing stuff, what I've done is I've written a book, and there are some leaflets on your tables. It's called Working the Cloud. It's aimed at small businesses and entrepreneurs, but it's actually a collection of just all the most amazing things that I found that can be used for education, collaboration, communication, to make your life easier, more fun. And Powtoons is actually, I'm going to completely screw up this system here now, and I'm just going to show you, because I can kill two birds with one stone here. I can show you a Powtoon that I made to talk about my book. And it's only like 45 seconds long. Or maybe I can't. Can I? There. Talk amongst yourselves, and we will get on very, very quickly after this. So here is my might be a bit loud. So this is a Powtoon with some volume. Maybe volume. Plugged in.
Turn the internet into your friend and business partner and business partner. If I told you there was a way to run your business better, cheaper and faster online, you'd be excited, right? Let me show you how to turn the internet into your friend and business partner in Working in the Cloud, the ultimate online guide for small businesses, coming March 2013. Can your business afford to miss it?
Like Arron's made, and it's just really simple to use. You make an audio track, and you then go through and add the different animations to it from a set of templates. So that's just the kind of thing that will be in my book, so hopefully it'll be useful to you and you'll enjoy it, and now I will shut up and get on with the real event. Thank you very much. So now we are going to have our quick plug chain and friction. So we're already rolling, and the next person up is Jane Fisher. Beautiful in here.
Oh, that's so embarrassing after they've just opened a free bar. Right, got to make sure it works. I can always go back to the bar if it doesn't work. Thank you. Right, I've really come to share something that is so basic after all those wonderful things that you've been seeing. I have a website which is www.super-school, which I'm just typing in here very quickly. And I hope I've not had so much booze that I can't even type. So Super-School is there. It has loads of links from the primary schools that I've worked in Leeds. I've talked so much today at Bett that I'm croaking. My headmaster came down with me and he said, "Jane, you can't phone in sick on Monday morning with no voice." So hopefully I will still have voice. What I had brought with me to share with you today actually is through on my class blog, and I've been on the Lego stand today and they have such awesome stuff, but they've got loads of lovely stuff that's dead complicated and really, really expensive. And what my children have been doing is they've been gluing Lego bricks together to make tens. So all the schools that spend a fortune on Deans and Unicom, here are our magic 10 bricks. I told my children I will come and show them your brick. They have glued together 6s and 4s and 8s and 2s to make their 10s, and when they've gone home, because the gold paint is too smelly, I've sprayed them gold for them because they are their magic bricks. And we have our 100s here, and this is just a little photo. Peach They have done little videos, but I haven't put them all on the blog yet for them. But those are them magic bricks here. We glued the pieces together to make tens, and my children are going home, and some of the parents have actually let them super glue their Lego together. Others are blue tacking it together, and we can do all our primary maths with a box of random Lego bricks. We've sorted it, we've done Venn diagrams, Carol diagrams, we've done everything with Lego, but this has been, they are convinced that I'm going to return from Bett with a box full of real gold bricks from the Lego stand. But the Lego stand said, send me a link to your blog and we will tweet them, or we will put a comment on about how amazing they are. So that's just a really nice, simple idea that's all on their things. We've got little audios here from, this is Chloe in year 2, who explains to you how to do her maths using it. Oh, some of the music's going to take over from her, bless her. But Chloe was there doing something really wonderful for you. So loads of links there from them. And then if you go back to primary, going back to, I've got a maths blog that's linked to Super School, and that lovely snowflake that we saw at the beginning of the evening, loads of stuff like that is linked to it. So back through on there into blogging, there's a link to my maths blog. There will be all the videos about Lego maths on there at the moment because I'm from Leeds. There's lots of stuff about the super exhibition at Leeds Art Gallery. I go to Sheffield Hallam lecture on Maths Not a Boring Subject. So there's lots of stuff there, and if you go down there, there are the details for that wonderful snowflake that they did earlier. That's another fantastic Christmas tree card that we did that teaches all the fractions. There's the links to that. And again, just loads and loads of random. And before we talk with Lego, we've done all our maths through Moshi Monsters. So I'm really just giving you the links to Super School and the links that come through it. And if any of you could go on the children's website on that Farsley Farfield Key Stage 1-1 and give them any comments back about their Lego, golden Lego bricks, they will just be so thrilled. So that's just to flag up, get your Lego out, stick it together. You don't need to spend a fortune on Unicorn or D's. You can do it with a bit of glue, so thank you. Not so anti.
Wonderful, thank you ever so much. Just so you know, Bett, we pulled that so that the guys doing the visual minutes could actually see what was being shown. You can follow the tweet stream. I'm sure someone on the table has that. Just so you know, we are trending, but we are trending below Take That and hashtag What to Say After Sex. So if you can combine a tweet that says Take That and TM Bett. Oh, that's not good. Right, okay, right.
I think What to Say After Sex is surely hashtag TM Bett 2013.
I'm sure it's something to do with 7 minutes or 2 minutes. Yeah.
That was longer than 7 minutes.
Juliette Heppell, where are you? Are you going to bring a 3D printer with you? Not quite. So, Juliette, do you need a browser? Do you need? You've got you've got that on, please. Small flight round of applause for Juliette. Takes a lot of courage, can't you? You look very intimidating.
It's quite scary, I'm just wincing and I'm really excited. You must have accessory for a smartphone is a VGA adapter, apparently. Exactly. Right, okay. Sorry, I'm actually shaking and I'm still really excited I've just won a 3D printer, so yes, what are you doing? And now I get to show you how I'm going to use it, so even better. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is a project that I've been running with a number of other people in my school, which is students being trusted to design a learning space.
So what we've done, it's a 3-year project, and these are some of our kids, and this is our learning space that they've designed. I can't get used to having a microphone. So what happens is they've done this huge research project. They've looked at how learning works all around the world. They've swapped ideas with students all around the world, and they've come up with what they think is the best learning environment for our school, which is Lambton Academy in Hounslow. So this is my learning space, or my classroom. We teach super classes, a minimum of 60 students at any one time. There's 2 teachers in the classroom, so it's been a bit of a learning experience. And the thing that's really important about our space is that every single thing you can see in those pictures is based in some kind of evidence about why learning can be improved. So as many surfaces as possible are write-on surfaces. We've got, you can see down at the bottom, a couple of my year 8s on rocking dodos. They help you to concentrate in lessons. We've got multicoloured tables with individual working and big groups and small groups, most of which you can write on with whiteboard markers. We use the windows to write on. The students said the last time they had loads of fun in school was primary school. This is when they were in year 9, a bit depressing if you teach in secondary school. So we've tried to model it on the kind of colour and the feel of a primary school classroom. And for the most part, we use coloured lighting as much as possible, mood lighting, again based on a research project in Harvard that the students looked at about how you can use blue lights to calm you down after lunch, red lights to help wake you up in the morning, and you can change them in time with music and so on. The reason that we're quite proud of this project, and I put my name down to scare myself and talk to you all tonight, is because it's made some huge changes in our classroom. So we've got a classroom Twitter stream, which the students all post on. All of the iPads in the classroom, which they bought with the funding they won, are automatically logged onto the Twitter stream, and in 5 years of using it, we've had one incident where people posted something that they considered to be inappropriate, and they were so mortified that they posted that, they came and told me 2 minutes afterwards, and apologised and said that they'd written it to make their friend laugh, and they hadn't actually meant to hit send, because they knew the serious consequences of it. They use the Twitter stream to talk to people all around the world. I think lots of us probably are using Twitter for ourselves, and I know there's quite a few teachers in here that use it for their classes too. But it's opened up an audience in terms of parents as well. The parents have said to us that they feel much more comfortable when the year 7s arrive. Primary school are really good at talking to parents and letting them know what's going on in school and generating learning conversations. Secondary schools inevitably tend to be less good at that, and it's a bit of a closed wall when you try and talk to them. So we've kind of modelled that behaviour and tried to open it up to parents as well, and our year 7 parents are talking about the fact that they're much more comfortable. We use Facebook to talk to the students. The teachers have teacher pages. We use it for a careers group. We bring external people into the classroom to talk to the students. We have groups set up for every class where they liaise with each other, they communicate with each other, they collaborate with each other. And we also use it as a teaching tool. Some of the stuff in the pictures you can see behind me, you could do on Twitter. The difference with using something like Facebook is it generates a conversation much more than just a Twitter status. So the interesting thing is the students are pretending to be people, they're modelling behaviour of people, historical characters and so on. And a lot of staff are now using it. So in our classroom we've tried to open up the walls, so it's a wide space, and we've also tried to open up in terms of teachers having access to those people and the students having access to this huge external audience that they want to impress and speak to. The interesting thing is, as a result of this project, the students were responsible for everything. The rule was I couldn't veto anything as one of the class teachers. They had, as long as they could justify that it was going to improve the learning, and they had to develop these things. So they've given me permission to show you some of their data. So the students who were in year 11 when they left and this project was going into its second phase, this is the data from them. Clearly, there were hundreds of interventions put in place in school, but they and their parents both credit this project as being a huge part of them understanding how they learn and how learning should happen. And the one I'm really proud of is just down the bottom here, Harry. You can see Harry's data. Harry was quite naughty. He was in my EBD class. He asked to take part in the project, and he had a huge change in terms of taking responsibility for his learning and developing what he was doing. And I think, you know, in terms of the structure that they followed, they had to suddenly access academic language, they had to negotiate, you know, the cleaners in school told them they weren't allowed to do half the things they wanted to do, they had to negotiate with the cleaners, the buildings manager. Our head teacher is fantastic and she was really supportive, but ultimately she said to them, well, I can't override all these people, so you're going to have to get them on board, you're going to have to persuade them. And the really nice thing has been that those students are now teaching other students, not just in our school, but around the world. So in the picture here, on the bottom left, you've got our students writing on their tables. But the top left is someone in Microsoft writing on their windows after they've been to a presentation. On the top right, you've got some students in Australia who Skyped to our students, and next day were testing which tables they could write on. And then the bottom right, you've got some primary school students in Portland suddenly having a look at how they can share their work as well. So this is about a collaboration between schools around the world, and this is about people working, and following that model has made our students think about what they're doing. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to share it with as many schools as possible. We've got a free iBook coming out towards the end of the month, hopefully, if Apple sort themselves out. And we'd like as many schools as possible to take on the bits they like or they think would be suitable for their school as they're refreshing and updating. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Juliette. I love that Juliette comes with her own live tweet wall. I want to go back to school after that, actually, and I wish it had been like that when I was at school. So, we are ready now to choose our next... Oh, we may get Juliette again because I've got to remove her. Ben Oh no, she wants to
I'll do it. No?
I'm doing something a bit odd here tonight in that I haven't really got a presentation. I'm going to do something live. My name's Bev Evans, Bev Evans 22 or Tess_SCN on Twitter. I never set out to work in education. When I left school, I wanted to change the world with art and music. And for a long time I was a community artist, and I still do lots of paintings and murals. Then as I got older and I was creating resources, what I decided to do was make lots of clip art. Now, I can make it with lots of different things, and Adobe, and all sorts of things, but when I can't be bothered, yes, it's Doodle, when I can't be bothered to get at my graphics tablet, I use Microsoft Publisher and a mouse, and I've created all the clip art, including the portrait of Doodle, in Microsoft Publisher, okay? And it's a really easy thing to do. Now, when you're in school and you're teaching ICT, from a young age you get children to make pictures out of shapes, and lots of people might do that on a graphics program or on Word or on whatever. Publisher is, for me, the thing of choice because you've got more options. So I am, stupidly, going to try and make you a child's simple clip art face in MS Publisher as quickly as I can, so you can take this back and share it with your students. Now what I've done is I've sent a slide which has got links to videos where I give tutorials that is going to be shared later, but first of all, I've got a circle here, okay? I'm going to go to, click on it and go to drawing tools, and I'm going to just colour it in with some skin fading. So I'm going to more fill colours, I find my skin tones. That one will do, it's a little bit dark, but it's fine. And I'm going to remove the outline. And there you've got a basic round face. You can make it more realistic. I'm just going to do this simply. I'm going to copy that by pressing Control and dragging it with the mouse. And I'm going to make it smaller. And This is what I like about Publisher. Can you see a line comes up so you can get it right in the centre of the head and line it up? And I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to put a matching ear on the other side. Come on, work. Like that. Okay, so there you go, the ear. Then I'm going to make an eye. This might sound a bit stupid, and what I'm going to do here so you can see this is I'm going to insert a shape behind it, because otherwise it won't stand out because it's white. So let me just put something in a dark colour so you can see it. Right, I'm going to change this shape into an eye. I'm going to fill it with white. I'm going to make it smaller. That's probably a little bit like that. Then I'm going to copy it, fill it with a colour, make it a circle, pop it in there, and I'm going to copy that again, fill it in black. Now the thing about making clip art in Publisher is you can use alter shapes, but there's also great tools like the curve tool and graduation tools so that you can make your clip art really as good as you need it to be. And what ends up happening is I make a lot of clip art for resources, but I also do lots of clip art for friends. And they always say, can you make this and can you make that? And honestly, some things are quite simple and you could make them yourself. So I've got that little white bit there. And there's your highlight. So I'm just going to change my view here to about 200%. And what I'm going to do now is going to click Control, and I'm going to go highlight, highlight, highlight. I knew this was a mistake doing this live. I should have given you a video. And I'm going to go back to Joy Tools and I'm going to group it. If I can see where I group it, it's disappeared. Right there. There's my eye. I'll get rid of that. Drag it across to the face. Can you see how you're just building up layers and layers of auto shapes to make it? Now an eye has to be pretty central. There's that one, so it's at the top of the ears. And then I've got it like that. Okay. It's really simple. Then I'm going to use the moon shape, which is just here. I've drawn Daleks before, but I can't do it in 7 minutes.
You've got 2 minutes to draw a Dalek.
I've got 2 minutes to draw a Dalek. I'm going to rotate that. Right. Here's my eyebrows, look. Then I'm going to drag it like that. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to change the colour of it. So it's maybe.
Eyebrows and noses were interchangeable.
Here's my nose. Here's my mouth. Okay. See it coming together? And then I'm going to take this curve tool, this is the hardest bit, and I'm going to draw on some hair freehand using the curve tool. This will be a really crappy haircut. You'll get the idea. You can always go into this afterwards when you finished it and edit the drawing points. So here's some spiky, quite magnificent spiky hair. And we're going to fill that. I can make it look like that by just editing the points.
30 seconds to make it look like George.
And then when you press Control A and group it, you've got the option to save it as a picture.
Change the hair colour, it looks like Miles.
I'm not changing it now. And you can save it as a PNG file, which will give it a transparent background, the same as a vector, so that you can layer it on different things and you can save it differently. So that's how you do it, very simply. I do have some videos online which I have shared, that's going to be shared later. These are all the sorts of things you can make. That's me done, thank you very much.
Hashtag update, we're one below what the said.
Right, what I'm going to do now is, as soon as it comes back, is we haven't had any nano presentations left, so I'm going to kind of fix it. And we're going to do 3 nano presentations now. So if you were a nano presentation and you are currently getting a drink, you might like to bring yourself to pay attention. And so let's just... Right, so these are people who've all said they're going to do 2 minutes. What I'd like you to do, if your name comes up, is just come down the front here, and then we'll just call you up, give you the mic. You've got 2 minutes. If you want to come and use something online, you can, but you might take 30 seconds getting there, and that's all you're done. So, let's see how we do. So, if your name's down for 2 minutes, let's do that. Dave Stacey, come on here.
What is over here?
Paul, Ian Pratt. And finally, the last one of this home community, Ian Lynch. So, gentlemen, when you're ready, is everybody here? We're missing, here he comes. Right, okay, so, play off you 2 minutes.
Okay, I can't remember exactly what I called mine. It was something to do with a box and a quilt, but I couldn't find a quilt when I was late for the train this morning, so I'll improvise in a second. I first came to TeachMeet at Bett about 5 years ago, and among all of the rest of it, this wee Scottish guy rambled up towards the end of the presentation with a big bit of paper, so thank you very much, Drew, massive inspiration for organising tonight. This one's for you. There's lots of people downstairs trying to sell you boxes. They're trying to sell you or tell you products that have got loads of stuff in it, and they might tell you that their box will let you comment on student work, upload files, do blogging, do wikis, whatever it might be. And ditch the box. When I'm using technology at home, I don't use a product to do everything. I might Instagram some pictures, I might Facebook my mother, I might tweet someone else. And I think that's the kind of thing we need to be thinking about in our schools. I haven't got a quilt, but I was able to borrow a stapler. So it might be that actually, for commenting on student work, you might decide Google Drive's the thing you want to do. So you can take whatever you've got, you can staple it through something that will let the kids upload the work. You might want to use Dropbox, another free tool. So what I'm trying to say is, rather than going and buying a product, there's loads of free technology out there. Why don't you start just joining the dots up? I'll give you an information. It might be, if you're in any kind of technical person, if you're in an LEA, you really ought to be getting out there and helping staff to do this joining up stuff. If you're just a teacher, why not just go and see what free stuff's out there? You don't need to wait for someone to deliver a shiny product into your classroom. Go and find some free stuff that will let you do the thing you want to do with your class tomorrow or Monday morning, and just go and try it. Because all the people up here, the one thing they've got in common is they just went and tried it. So there we go, that's something close to 2 minutes. Box, a quilt, visualization, jump it out there.
I just want to very quickly tell you about ClassDojo. Some of you may have used it, some of you may have heard of it. It's excellent, and I'm using it in my classroom with my kids, and they love it. I just want to say that I think the pictures were actually modelled on my children, because I sit there every day and, yeah, that's him, and that's him, and that's him. And it's very simple to use, and I have to start my lessons with a register at the start of the lesson. So ClassDojo does that for me, so I just click on the ones that are out, and the ones that are there, I know that they're there because they go green, and the ones that aren't there are red, and they're not in school, so that's good. And then little Brian has brought in his homework, and I can click down that he's done his homework and give him a point, and this lovely ding goes in the back of my classroom, and the kids go, what's that? And then they might be working fantastically well, and again, I'm able to give them points for the work that they're doing, and they might be presenting something, they might be writing something, but this always gives them inspiration on what they can do in the classroom. And I'm teaching from 9 to 13-year-olds, and they love just to get the points. I don't know why, but they do. And whether they've done something that's written or speaking, they can get points, and they love those points to collect them. Somebody mentioned Moshi Monsters earlier, and sometimes we get mixed up with those, but this ClassDojo really does give them motivation. Unfortunately, there are some people that don't always bring their homework or don't always work superbly, and I can give a negative comment if I wish to, but I don't like to. It's much better to use it in a positive way and to give them a reward that they appreciate but costs me nothing. It's very easy just to hear that little ping sound and realise that somebody in my classroom has done something fantastic that everyone else can acknowledge as they hear it. So look out, ClassDojo, have a go. It's really simple and the kids love it, so give it a go.
Hi everybody, I'm Ian. Some of you might follow me, and I follow some of you. I was going to apply for 7 minutes, but I took my wife's advice that I'd probably last 2, and I might not last that long. Just leave the URL quickly. Hang on a sec. Technology. I'm a great believer in open source software. The people that know me know this. And we've got some open source games that people can use. And just to show you where it is, if you go to resources on the INGOT website, put INGOT in Google, we're usually first or second in the list, and you go to games, there's a load of JavaScript games there, and they get explained how to do them. So with all this new EBAC stuff on computing and building on what Miles said with HTML5, we can do the same sort of thing with JavaScript and actually tell the kids how to do it. It's a bit like I learned how to produce to program a BBC Micro from magazines things. At least we don't have to type them out now. You can see there, it actually tells you what to do. On the theme of free and open source resources, I'm a bit of a cheapskate, so anything that's free I'll go for. Lulu.com I think is pretty, well, some people will know about it. You can publish books like this one. It's got its own ISBN, it's free to publish. And so why don't we get the children to produce their own textbooks? One of the early ones have their own learning spaces, why not their own textbooks? And they can make them look professional. Obviously you would need to supervise us a little bit to get an ISBN, design the graphics, the inside, and basically why go to Pearson's and buy books? You can do your own.
Just point out, something interestingly, speaking to people in previous years, thank you guys by the way, those 3 English people are very, I spoke to someone who's quite an influential black person who's not here and said, I don't like TeachMeet because it doesn't like software that we buy. And actually the thing about TeachMeet is it's about sharing practice. I don't think anyone cares whether you paid for it or whether it's free. As what we're talking about here is sharing practice. So if someone gets up and says, you don't have to buy stuff, that's fine. But also if someone's bought something, that's what this is about as well. So let's have a look. We'll remove Ian from there and we'll go back to the other one. Let's see what we get. David, how do I say this on? David, here he comes. David, do you want a browser? David, do you want a browser? Yep. It's just a crazy good afternoon.
Okay, I'm so excited to stay here because I'm from Germany and I was crazy enough to sign up for TeachMeet in the UK. So, so please excuse me, my English is a bit horrible. Okay, I'd like to show you something I did with my students last week. So it's basically something called a science classroom. It's about how to make your own low-cost, high-speed videos. First of all, I'd like to show you what motivates me for this. Leon, also better known as I-Beams, sitting over there, pointed me to a video that's really amazing, and I'd like to share with you. Maybe I'll turn the sound.
But this is going to be really tough to see, so how are we going to actually...
The basic question is, what happens if you let this slinky drop? Stupid question, I know. But is it the first end coming down, or the lower end falling down first, or is it all falling down at the same time. So I asked our physics students and our physics teacher, and they were amazed by the result, because they did some high-speed slow-mo. This was quite fast, but you do it again. Do a bit of talking and explaining. Yeah, that's slow-mo. And that's really surprising, isn't it? It was even This was even surprising to our physics teachers. Really? No. So I thought this would be nice if we can do this in our schools, but we don't have this $10,000 high-speed equipment. So, but I found a camera, a basic digital camera that allows up to 10,000 frames per second for under 200 pounds. So this was, yeah, I came across this and I thought we try it out. So what you basically need is just this camera, around 200 pounds, and a good spotlight, and neon tubes are not working, and I'm showing you a video at the end why neon tubes are not working with this camera, and a program to cut, rotate, and convert your video. That's every video editing program you need. So we use MPEG Streamclip. This is a freeware video, but you can every program you need or you know. Okay, there are a few things you maybe need to think of, and it can save you a lot of time, and I didn't know this before. So the basic rule is the more frames per second you choose on this camera, the more light you will need, even if you don't recognize it. So you need really, really bright light to capture a high-speed video. And if you choose more frames per second, the resolution becomes very low. So you need to find a compromise. And at the end, you need a tripod and a clean monochrome background. Makes it a lot easier. So I show you our equipment. It's really basic. Okay. So, and I'd like to show you one of our first examples we just captured last week. First of all, we tried to do this slinky drop on our own. And I think the result was quite good for under 200 pounds. That's my ugly arm in there. So it's without sound. And next, I'd like to show you why a neon tube isn't working. A neon tube actually is oscillating with 50 times per second. You normally doesn't see it, but if you take a video with 500 frames per second, you see it oscillating like this. And this can influence the video you are taking. And this was just trying to find what the error in our video was, but it's a nice video as well. So, and at the end, we captured a video that unfortunately doesn't really work very well, and rarely really is going well. So we tried to capture it and make it accessible to all students. It's a pneumatic firelighter, and you need a lot of tries to get it really working. So we tried to capture it and make it accessible, because it works once a year. But now at least I can really prove it is working. So, okay, that's it basically. So, if you want to know more, basically we wrote a manual for our teachers, but it is in German. If you're crazy enough to take it, just contact me on Twitter or Skype or whatever, and I can send it to you. And if you never have been in Germany before, Dresden is worth a visit. So, thank you a lot.
That's absolutely brilliant, David. Thank you so much.
great videos on YouTube as well. I don't know if you've ever seen things like Grass Pup and Minute Physics and all that kind of stuff that's going on YouTube too. There's some great resources like that. Okay, we're going to go for another one. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm really looking forward to it.
We'll do 3 more minutes. Just spin those through.
So, number 1, and we'll line you all up right away. Lois or Lindemann. I'm moving Lois. Number 2.
Mary.
Mary.
This is the girls' round. This is the girls' round.
Okay, let's see.
It's over guided.
Full house ladies, maybe? Oh, Pauline Maas! Yes!
Right, okay. You need to be very quick. Is it on the... It should be on there. Right, okay.
Okay, well I thought I had a few images to show you, but I haven't, so I'm just going to waffle instead. What I wanted to talk about briefly was a free piece of software that I'm sure all the maths teachers in the room already know about. It's called TARSIA. It's a resource that lets you make matching activities for students, so jigsaws, follow me cards, dominoes. It's TARSIA. It's a free download. It's free for educational use. The bad news is it's Windows only, so sorry about that, Mac users. It's really, really easy to use. I wasn't going to show you how to use it because it comes with a great manual. It's designed for maths, so the default settings for maths, actually you can put all sorts of things in it. Basically, you put in questions and you put in answers and you match them up. And, but you can also put in pictures, so you can match pictures to bits of text. Or you could match, the one I'm going to show you had some words in French with some pictures and some words in French with some English. So you can do all sorts of different things with it. I've used it with everybody from year 7 up to year 13, and they all seem to enjoy it, apart from one student who moans because she likes using a textbook, but you can't please everybody. And it's a nice little bit of free software that it's well worth taking a look at. And the presentation's around somewhere, and I'll stick the link on if anyone wants to have a look. And that's it.
Try it.
Hi, I'm Mary, and you can find me on Twitter as @EBD35. I just quickly want to show you what some of my kids are doing using iPads. Teaching at Behaviour School, many of the children, if you give them a pencil, they will do many things with it, writing with it like it is not what they'll do. So it's trying to get what I know that they have and what they can do down in a different way. So we've been using Tiny Tap app, free app, very simple, designed really for really little kids. We've been doing it to show what they know in science as evidence of what they're doing. So hopefully this video will play. No, how do I make the video play? Sure.
Just click on it.
Sorry, my Mac it just pops up and plays. Okay, so literally they were sort of doing what's plastic, what's solid. They had to come up with the word. So touch the metal thing. They were very excited doing this.
Touch the paper!
The bit that got cut is that there was this argument going on where one kid then punched the other and said, "Don't be stupid, they're both paper." Well, he was saying, and then he would punch back and said, "No, the other one's tissue, it's not paper." And after the fight, we decided that in fact they were both paper. But, and another one.
20 seconds.
Okay. book creator. You've got to get it. You do have to pay for it, but it is absolutely the best app that's out there. At the moment, I'll come back and I will leave it when Tom's throwing something at me. This is a child who does not write at all, and not only is written, he completely did this story himself, and it's exactly what we want about making friends and all of that. And he was just looking to do some pictures.
No, thank you. Should I stop it?
Thank you very much.
It'll be fun. Thank you very
I'll
much.
measure all these down for the website. Weeks worth of research.
You have to start your timer. Okay, where's my mic?
It's Stacey.
Okay. Well, I'm from Holland. I'm Pauline Maas, and I work for an organization which is a foundation, and it's in Dutch, Mijn Kind Online, which is My Child Online. And we developed a project last year where we use the children how they can use their social media for a good cause. Here are some deaf children. They are Skyping to another deaf school in Morocco, and then later on they raise a lot of money for this deaf school in Morocco so they can drive the bus in Morocco. They usually raise money for this school, but they never raise so much money because they really had this contact with each other by Skype. So we did lots of projects like this. Also, we bought one camel for a village in Africa, and those youngsters, they made a nice viral video on the station in Utrecht, and they raised lots of money because the parents paid for every click on YouTube. They paid money. So we tried to change the way the children think, how they can use their own social media for a good cause. And everybody can do that, so we put it in a few steps how you can do it. And it is just like project management. You have a good idea, and you have to plan it, and then you have to organize it and do it, and celebrate the success. So it was a really nice project, and sometimes we worked with 100 children in one school, and they were really amazed how they could raise much more money than we were used to. So that's my presentation.
Thank you.
Right, everybody, we're going to have another comfort break in about 10 minutes, but before we do, Chris Sladbury, Chris is the man who's extended your bar. I think he's got a kind of a thank you to teachers in general. I'm going to give him this microphone. If it all goes a bit emotional, I'm going to cut him off after 30 seconds. See you
it won't be emotional. For those that don't know me, my company, Econocom, was responsible for reassigning 24,000 units of ICT from the Olympic Games into more than 700 schools in the UK. The reason why I'm here, and I'll explain why I'm here shortly, but the reason why I'm here is because a lot of people in this room were instrumental in helping me distribute that equipment, because I was not allowed to advertise, thanks to McDonald's and people like that. So I had to do it by Twitter and using Kit from Stratford as my sort of strap line. And the many people are in this room that are instrumental for making the project a complete success, and that is why I'm getting the BS for the rest of the evening for you all. So thank you very much. Now, the next thing to say is, why am I here right now? I was having a quiet drink after being on my feet for 3 days, and at my age, my back is killing me. And I was looking at my Twitter feed, and it was hashtag TM2013, TM Bett 2013. And it's amazing of the power of Twitter in a cooperative network that you have. I've been at Bett for many years, and this is the first year where teachers and thought leaders, if that's a phrase that is not too cheesy, can actually drive suppliers and drive what they want. And it's a credit to you all that actually the power is now in your hands. And that's a step change from 18 months to 2 years ago, and you should be very proud of yourselves for doing that. So congratulate yourselves for that. And finally, the small bit of the pitch is finance in today's world with tightening budgets is very difficult. We built a big reputation from the Olympics. We're essentially a technology finance company. We specialize in financing infrastructure projects, one-to-one schemes and everything like that for schools. One school, my Twitter's getting potty in my pocket. If one school gets a bad story from us, we're in trouble. So you can't get in trouble with us. So if you want to finance your IT, come and speak with me. We'd be glad to help. But thanks and well done to you all. It's been very, very well. Cheers.
So that man's put the money on the bar, and we're going to have a 10-minute break now. I'm going to time it. What's going to happen is, if you've not bought your raffle tickets yet, we're going to sell them during this break. We're going to draw them when we come back together, and then you get the prizes at the very end. Okay? The man with the loud voice has the raffle tickets. Go and remove those tickets from his hand in a pleasant way, and we'll see you in 10 minutes. Cheers.